My husband recently left home, and he thinks it's completely my fault. We got married when I was 19 years old. Now I am 34 years old. All 15 years, he was the only man, the first and for life. Playing the wedding, I was madly in love with him. We had a complete idyll. But after a while of marriage, there was no trace of romance left. Hugs, kisses, and declarations of love disappeared in bouquets. Family routine began. My husband liked everything. He was happy with the family way of life, family home, home, work, home. And I was going crazy from boring similar to each other days, all ordinary, nothing interesting. Thank God my husband let me go out sometimes with friends who are not married. At least there I, a little divorced, went away from the gray everyday life and plunged headlong into positivity and parties. But over time, all the girlfriends one after another married, and again had to be more at home, bored. I went to work, it became better. At least somehow I communicated with people around me. After a while I became in an interesting position, gave birth to a baby girl, and went on maternity leave. My daughter is now 7 years old. The period of childish helplessness has passed. Everything seems to be fine. A full-fledged family, but life still has not become more fun. Sometimes it gets boring. We have a house, we bought a car, we have money, we're not poor. But boredom is eating me up, I get angry. My husband has moved to a new job. Connected with business trips, he is often not at home. And again, I plunged into boredom. I envy him, his interesting work, he has a varied life. He constantly spends working days in different cities. Although he likes to sit at home, he is at home, and I, on the contrary, would love to work at such a job. My husband with this work has no time for me. And recently, he left on another business trip. My daughter went to visit her grandmother, and I was left sitting in four walls and bored. Suddenly I called an old friend, that is, we have known each other for a long time and are friends. She invited me to spend time in the club, to dance. I was very happy, finally distracted from the routine. And what, I am still young, I want me to socialize, I like to dance. I gladly went with a friend to the party. Why not to unwind, not to remember the young years? In the club we had a good walk, from the heart. I really, a little too much, and agreed to go to visit a new acquaintance. When I woke up in the morning, I regretted what had happened. But what to grieve? It had already happened, time could not be rewound. I decided to tell my husband everything when he returned from a business trip. The more the girlfriend knew everything, I did not want him to eventually learn about it from strangers. I'd rather tell him. So I did when he came back from his business trip. He reacted very harshly, began to shout, insulted me, was in shock, later packed his things and left home. It's been a few days now. I call him, he doesn't answer his phone. I do not consider that it was cheating, because it was not in a conscious state. I did not understand anything. And it was one time. I will not allow it again. I do not have a lover, just a one-time relationship. And it happened once in 15 years. Is it impossible to forgive?